Hey, what's up guys, it is Saikuru Sam here and welcome back to the channel, and today I am super excited to bring you guys a brand new episode of the FPS survival series in Unity. In this episode we're going to be creating the hunting system, or pretty much like finish the hunting system that we began in the previous video, which was where we created the animal AI with the nav mesh so that the animal can actually move around freely by detecting obstacles as well. And we're going to develop that further in the future episodes, and I've seen a lot of people suggesting me like a multiplayer system, a UI system. UI is going to be, we're gonna get into that a little bit later, but the multiplayer system sounds interesting, so if you guys want to see something like that, hit me up in the comments down below. And yeah, with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So we're gonna open up the animal script right off the bat, and we can start off by adding a public float health. There we go. This is going to be the health for the animal, obviously. Perhaps we can add a comment here which is going to say, or maybe we don't really need it. I don't know. Should we have one? I'm planning to make it more obvious to see. Nah, we don't need it. I was thinking of making it more obvious to see where we actually have like specific type of variables, but like the ones for radius, which is going to be for the animal AI, like the movement itself, but it's not really required right now, so I think we're fine without it. I think that we can create these two variables underneath public float health, which is going to be one public integer, which is going to be amount of items, could be the name, and we're also going to have a public game object array, which is going to be called item. There we go. So these are going to be, the amount of items is going to be the amount of items that this character is holding, or else like the AI is pretty much has in its loot box or loot table, I guess, and the item is going to be that item itself. And we have an array because obviously we want to drop the amount of items and not just one item. So we could actually just go to our void enable, or on enable perhaps, and we can say item equal to new game object, square bracket, new, or amount of items. There we go, that's the name. There we go. So we're pretty much just saying item is going to be a new array as soon as we enable the script. And in the, yeah, I think we can actually create the other part in the player script itself. So let's enter the player script, and then we can go down. Oh, we don't have the on trigger enter. Oh well, whatever. We can create that then. So I'm gonna jump a few lines down. I'm gonna say public void on trigger enter, and then collider other. This is the official script, or the official the official function itself for detecting collision between two objects. Speaking of which, we're gonna detect the collision between this object and the animal. So we're gonna say if other.tag equal to animal, then we are going to be able to kill. And for that, we have to first and foremost detect with a boolean to see if we're actually triggering or colliding with this animal in question. So we can pretty much create it here. We're gonna say public, maybe we can even have this public static triggering with AI. There we go. Oh no, public static boo. That's what it's supposed to be. I was like, why am I getting, I never used this name before. Alright, there we go. We can also have a public static game object triggering AI, and the game object is going to be used for referring to the AI that we're actually colliding with right now, and the boolean is going to be used for actually detecting if we are colliding with an AI, so that we can call it inside of our void update so that we can kill the AI and pick up the loot, etc. So in the if statement that we created here below the animal other.tag equal to animal, we're gonna say triggering AI equal to other.game object, and we can also say triggering with AI equal to true, so that we set it to be true. And we can actually copy paste this, just literally, and change on trigger enter on the second one to on trigger exit instead. And we can also set the triggering AI to be null and triggering with AI to be false, so that we stop detecting it in case we obviously are not colliding with the animal, because it's gonna stop then. So let's do like this. We can also create a comment saying AI detecting and killing AI, so that we keep it a little bit more clean inside of our player script. And yeah, right now we can actually just say if triggering with AI. So if it's true that we're actually triggering, we're gonna say let's create the the attack itself. So we can say if input.get mouse button down 0. That's not a 0. There we go. Then we're gonna say that we are going to attack the AI, and we can actually have a function called attack, so that we're gonna come back to this later in the series because we want to add some animations. Now we're not gonna do it. We're just gonna create the basic attacking system, but later on we're obviously gonna add some weapons, some items, etc., etc. So we want to come back to the function, and having a function instead of just going to the if statement all the time is gonna make it much more easy. So yeah, underneath the... Actually, we can do that in the attack function itself. I was gonna do something more there, but it's not really required. So we can create a public void attack. And let's see here. We could also have like... yeah, we could have a parameter called GameObject enemy, perhaps? Or maybe target is a better name. Yeah. And in here, obviously, we want to add the game object or the target that we're attacking, which is in our case the triggering AI. Yeah, that's it. So we're just gonna say triggering AI, and boom. So we're pretty much calling this function specifically for and setting this parameter to be the game object parameter target to be the triggering AI. Alright, so inside of our attack void, we are actually going to do a little bit of hard coding, but if we decide that it's a little bit too much, like way too much hard coding, we can come back to it later and change it up a little bit. But for now, we're gonna have a specific attacking for the tree or the animal itself. So what we're gonna say is we are first and foremost going to check for, yeah, we could actually have a global checking for if the triggering with or the target itself, yeah, because we have a parameter here. So if the target's tag is actually tagged for animal, so that we can have something specific for that. And if the target has a tag of tree, we can have something specific for that, and so on. So for now, we're going to say if target.tag equal to animal, then we're gonna do this. And we can now get the component animal from the target that we are attacking to receive a little bit of information like the current health and all that. So we could actually say animal current target, or maybe animal, yeah, pretty much, and then set it to be equal to target.get component animal. There we go, that should be good. So now we are going to use the name animal instead of the target all the time, so that we skip calling this long part of the code, which is get component. It's not that bad. I mean, it's not really long, but you know, it's just my laziness, alright? No, but honestly, it's just easier to work with a reference to a script instead of just having the game object or referring to the game object and then to the script all the time. So this is a little bit more of like a shortcut, I guess. Now we can say animal dot health minus equal damage. Yeah, just that. And we are actually gonna have to create a public, where should we create it? Triggering AI. Yeah, perhaps we can create it above this. So we can say public float damage. There we go. Maybe we can remove this, we can that, and boom. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Maybe even like this. Yeah, I'm okay with this. So we are going to have a damage, which is going to be set through the inspector, and the damage is obviously going to be the amount of damage we deal to the animal. And we are actually going to have another if statement and say if animal dot health, or maybe we could actually have this inside of our in the animal script itself, because we're gonna kill the animal, the poor animal. So we can enter the animal script again. Yeah, let's do that. And let's see here. We could have a boolean called dead, and we can say, maybe we can have it like, yeah, we can have it right underneath public float health. We can say private bool dead. There we go. Then perhaps we can just have it inside of our void update, and we can actively check for the HP. So we can say, or the health. So we can say if health lower or equal to 0, if health is lower or equal to 0. Then we're gonna say that we are going to kill the animal, so we can just call it die function, which a lot of people in the community meme about right now. It's a heat topic. I mean, if you guys haven't joined Discord yet, you're missing out on that. I have a guy who literally made like a picture of me with the die function. That's ridiculous. I love this community so much. Alright, so we are equally psychopathic, everyone here. So we're just gonna say public void die. There we go. And maybe we could have this one underneath the I enumerator, since this is a very, very specific function that we are calling. Not really a function, but like a timer. Then public void die, we're pretty much just going to drop the items first and foremost, I guess. So we can call it first and foremost like drop items. And we can, right underneath this, we can actually have a, or let's have it above so that it gets executed before the die function, because we obviously don't want it to bug out. So we're gonna say drop, or public void drop items, if you wish. There we go. And we could have, we don't really need a parameter for that. Then inside of this, we can actually say for int I equal to 0, I lower than amount of items, I plus plus. There we go. So we create a for loop to drop all the items, and then we can just say item. Yeah, let's do like this instead. We can create a private, like a reference to the item that we are dropping currently, and we can say game object dropped item equal to instantiate. What was the is item square bracket I dot transform, I guess, and then transform the position, because we're gonna spawn it on the animal's current position. Quaternion dot identity. You guys heard it. You guys heard it first here. Cannot implicitly convert transform. Is it this part? Yeah, it is. Pretty much that. So we are saying for every item that we have, which is going to be the amount of items, we are going to drop the item one by one, and it's going to be on the transform position. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Then after that, we are actually going to die, or yeah, that sounds really deep, but we're gonna kill the animal. So I guess we could just destroy the animal. That sounds so brutal. Holy crap. Like what does this channel become? What is this? We're just gonna say destroy this die game object. Let's see if that works out perfectly fine. Yeah, I think that's it. We can go back to Unity. Cute animal. Let's make sure that we have a collider, which we don't, obviously. Hold on a minute. We actually have it on the tiger mesh, right? No, there's one that has it, because you can see a sphere collider. Oh, wait, hold on, what? Ah, that's actually weird. Oh, well, whatever. We're gonna add the Rigidbody to this bad boy here. Let's see if it falls down if we actually play the game. I doubt it's gonna fall down. It disappears instead. Wait, it's killing itself. That sounds so weird. Yo, somebody call Logan Paul. It kills itself because the health is 0. So we're gonna say health 100 instead. There we go. Alright, now it's alive. Do we have a Rigidbody? Yeah, we do. Alright, great. So it does have a collider, I guess. Where is the collider though? I really want to find it. I can't see any colliders. It's kind of sick. Wait, do you see if it... Ah, that's actually really, really weird. Well, whatever. I guess it's working then. If it's working, don't question it. Like, rule number 1 of programming, pretty much. We're also gonna create, or rather add the component called box collider. There we go. And we can edit the collider. Wow, that's a little bit of offset right there. There's my mouse. We're gonna drag this up a little bit, so just match it with the tiger. Boom. Perhaps a little bit further from the face. Oh no. There we go. Careful here. It's very easy to miss these, like, these little small boxes that you click and hold. We're also gonna check the is trigger button or the checkbox here, so that we actually can trigger the animal itself, so that we can collide with it in that kind of sense, so that we can walk inside of this trigger zone. Yeah, and we're also going to tag it as animal. Good thing I didn't forget about that. There we go. We're gonna add animal, boom, and now we're gonna go back to animal and then tag it as animal. We're also gonna go to our player. Change the damage to 100. Nah, 100 is too much. That's literally the health for the animal. Perhaps 25 should be good. Very generic number, but hey. Yeah, let's try this out. We can also set the amount of items to be 1. Oh yeah, we have to set the size for it too. We can actually come up with an idea for that. For now, let's keep it like this. Let's see here. Should we... Yeah, let's do it like this. We're gonna drop one of these items that we created before. Let's create a new folder first and foremost. Call this prefabs. And inside of it, we can drop this item that we just have here. And let's go to cute animal. We can drop this in here. There we go. Let's try this game out and see how this works. Yeah, now we were able to walk into it. I can see that we're not able to kill it either. Do we have a box collider? Is trigger? Yeah, it is. Oh, I see what we're doing is a mistake here. So, or where we're actually making a mistake. So we're saying that upon enabling the script, we're gonna set the item game object array to be a new array, which is gonna be calculated by the amount of items that we have entered right now, which is a variable. And we don't want to do this because obviously we still do have the visual aspect of this, where we actually enter the amount of items that the animal is going to contain, or yeah, pretty much just hold or contain about, and which is here. We set it to be 1, and we set the size of the game object array to be 1, and then we create an element and we set the item too. So there is nothing that we have to create upon new beginning on the game. So what we're gonna do is we simply just delete that line, or remove that line if you would like to. And we are also gonna break out of this for loop that we have created. So after we instantiate that game object, we're just gonna say break. There we go. And now we can play the game and it should be working fine. So let's see here. Boom, we attack and the item gets spawned. Now you can't see the item in the scene because it gets added to our inventory. But if I do like I slightly walk into the animal like this, attack, boom, you see that the item is there. So as you can see, it's very clean. We get no errors anymore. And we can pick up the item that just spawned as well. As you can see, it gets added, boom, we can use it as well. Oh, we are actually getting an error upon using that thing. Oh, I actually know what the problem here is. That was just a little bit of a miss from me. So we're checking for if we are actually triggering with the AI, but we can also check for if the triggering AI is existing right now. So triggering AI, just pretty much like that. So we're pretty much in this if statement. It might be looking a little bit weird, and we can actually do like this. We can change it up and say if triggering with AI equal true, and triggering AI. So what this means is if triggering with AI boolean is set to be true, so we are triggering with the AI, and the game object itself that we are using to refer to that AI we're triggering with is actually existing, and it's not null, like no, it's actually a game object, then we can do this. And if we go back to Unity now that we have this, and we kill this poor little animal again, go to it, boom, use the item now, and you're gonna see that the error is gone. And that's because now we are checking, and Visual Studio, or Unity at least, tells us, alright, the triggering AI is no longer an actual game object. That game object has been destroyed. When we were not checking for this, we were saying if we are triggering with the AI, then just do this. And obviously that's false, so we don't want to do that. And we can also set it to be something like if triggering AI, or actually we can say if exclamation mark triggering AI, then triggering with AI is going to be set to false. So now even this is going to be false, because the on-trigger exit doesn't work until you actually exit the area of the collision that was actually there before. So that's pretty much the way of doing it. Oh, and I did change this to on trigger state. We can have it on trigger enter again. I was just kind of like troubleshooting off the camera as well a little bit. But this was pretty much the easy fix to it, and it works right now, so it's perfect. Yeah, this is pretty much just going to fix it, so it's perfect. We can test it one more time just to make sure that the false thing that we set it to be now didn't destroy the thing. So as you can see, boom, we can pick it up. We pick up the rest of the items. That didn't work. There we go. Alright, there we go. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. This is pretty much it for this episode. We can now hunt this little poor animal. We could actually rename it and call it Poor Animal. I think that's a better suiting name for this fella. So this is pretty much it. It's very, very basic right now. It might look a little bit clunky, but obviously we're gonna refine some of the functions and stuff. So if you have any suggestions, if you have any feedback, like, Psycho, can we please like do this again or repeat this part, I don't really understand, let me know. I'm gonna include that in a video. You guys know me, like, I'm not scared of making longer videos. Boys, it's all about the ad revenue. No, just kidding, like, literally, I'm joking. Don't take that serious, I'm joking. No, but really, like, I'm not scared of making longer videos if you guys want me to be a little bit more thorough. I don't know how to say that in like a plural form, but you know what I'm saying. If you want me to be a little bit more basic, and if you want me to be a little bit more beginner friendly, I'm not scared of making a 10-minute longer video than initial, which my videos are already long enough. Even YouTube is warning me like, yo, dude, like, you're taking all the bandwidth right now. So anyway, guys, hope you all enjoyed this episode of the FPS Survival Series in Unity. If you did, make sure to hit the thumbs up button down below. Like I said, you guys have been smashing the support in general, like not only the like goals, but the support itself, and I am super appreciative. Like, really, it means a lot to me to see the likes. I mean, I'm not really like I am the numbers guy, but I'm not really like living for the numbers. But even though, it still supports me to see the numbers, because it makes it very clear and very obvious to see what type of content you guys actually enjoy seeing, especially since this video series was actually very popular on my channel. So keep up the support, guys, it's super appreciated. And also, if you're new here, subscribe to make sure that you stay up to tune for new content coming up soon. We have a lot of these type of videos coming up soon, tutorials, level designs, etc., whatever you name, actually. And if you have any feedback, like I said, let us know in the comments. Or else, with that being said, once again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. And I'll either catch you in the comments or in the Discord server. See you guys. Peace out.